How's it going, everybody? It's Daikin here, bringing you another Guilty Gear Strive video. And today we're going to be talking about the Roman cancel system, or the RC system for short. It is a very important mechanic to this game that's going to allow you to do a bunch of things, from the way you move, to setting up mix-ups, to extending your combo damage, and even helping you when you're getting pressured. So let's talk about this very important mechanic to Guilty Gear. So right off the bat, the RC system is going to be 3 buttons. So any 3 buttons you press that aren't the dust button, which is this button right here that has the universal overhead and the sweep tied to it. So any 3 buttons is going to be the actual Roman cancel, and this is going to take 50 meter. As you can see, I just did one, no matter which one you did. So I just did the blue one, and this is the red one. So no matter which one you do, it's going to take 50 meter away from you when you actually activate it. Now there are 4 types of Roman cancels that we're going to go over. So let's go ahead and start going over those right now. So the first one we're going to talk about is the blue RC. So this is the blue RC right here. So this one is going to be something you do in a neutral situation. So whenever you're in neutral, whenever your character isn't actually hitting the opponent, or like in the middle of an animation or doing something like that, then you can do a blue RC. This will significantly slow your opponent down. So you can see it, he'll be slowed down when he does that attack. If I set him to do a jump like this, by RC, you see he's significantly slowed. You got time to react to what's happening, and I could jump up and throw him. So this is something you can utilize in neutral situations. So if you want to like do it in like neutral like this, where you move and you want to hit your opponent with it, make them slow, and then you have the advantage of like seeing the situation first. Even it slows them down even when you're hitting them and stuff. So very, very strong. It also makes combos that aren't possible. So stuff like this, 2K into 2K, it doesn't naturally combo with Soul. But with the blue RC, because of the slowdown and the less pushback that happens during it, you're actually able to combo it. This also allows you to set up certain situations that give you good scenarios, so you can see things when they happen. Like this. If I can do blue RC, see he's about to do DP, and throw him out of it, because you can throw DPs in this game. So on a person's wake up, if you think they're going to do something, you can simply just do this, see the situation. If you don't see them doing a DP, then you can just go for your actual block string and, you know, go from there. So that is a situation that blue RC is very good for doing, for, you know, just seeing what your opponent is doing, or for your approach. If you want to approach in different ways, you can do that. So this is going to be something that's going to definitely help you out in those type of situations. Now, the red RC is going to be one when your opponent is in hit stun. So as long as they are in hit stun by something that's not a projectile like this, then it will allow you to do a red RC like this, and it will pop them up in the air, as you can see. So this will pop them up in the air, and you can extend your combo as such. So you can do whatever you want during this time, as long as it's up. You can do a combo like such. So it will allow you to extend your combos, pop them up in the air, and you can follow up. Simple as that. Now there is something to notice when you're doing this actual RC, which can be useful to some characters. So when this happens, as you can see, the screen actually gets darker for a bit, and there's a clock around the opponent. When this clock is actually up, if you attack during that time, you actually can stop something that happens during this time, which is damage scaling. So just to show you, if I press something immediately, this does 69 damage. So this is close slash RC close slash. However, if I'm to wait a little bit while the screen begins to lighten up again, then it actually does more damage, as you see. So you just wait a little bit. When that clock is actually up and you hit your opponent, then you will actually gain additional damage. So you will basically negate the scaling that happens from RC, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to allow you to get extra damage, but they want to scale the damage more. So in order to negate that a little bit, you can actually just delay it. However, not every character is going to utilize this the same way, because some characters need the maximum height to do the specific combo that you're doing. So you have to keep that in mind for the type of combo that you're doing. Can you allow this thing to happen so you can optimize the damage that you're doing within the situation? And that pretty much sums up the red RC. Okay, so now we're going to talk about purple RC. So purple RC is going to be the one that happens for two main things. One, if you're throwing out a projectile, this will happen. So this happens for just about every projectile in the game. So if you're tossing out a projectile and you RC, this will allow the projectile to still come out while also allowing you to recover in time to run up behind it. So this is something that happens. This is also a thing that happens when you whiff normal. So if a normal isn't already putting the opponent in block stun, if it does put the opponent in block stun, you will get red RC on block. So keep that in mind. You will get red RC on block as well, on top of hitting the opponent, which can also be used for like mix-ups and stuff like that, because it also slows the opponent down. But using this in neutral, if you whiff a button, will slow the opponent down as well. So it will help you if you make the wrong decision. You can basically make it into almost the right decision. So something like this will work. So basically what I'm doing here is I want to use this button in neutral, right? So I want to space this out, but the opponent jumps. You notice they jump, so you purple RC, which slows them down, and this gives you opportunity to basically jump up and throw them. This is a very good situation for you. You are going to be able to get the hard knockdown and set up your offense. Even though you made the wrong decision, you had the meter, and the meter allowed you to basically make this situation into an advantage at the cost of bar. Now, this doesn't always work. If they do have something out there, then sometimes it can be hard for you to throw it. So if he did something like rising jumping punch, then you would just like run into the hurt box. So you have to be aware of the situation, but it can still make you safe nonetheless. So even if I did whiff this and he had a button, I could basically just take the opportunity to run under to make sure that I am safe and not get hit. Now this could also be something that can make other moves safe as well as like option selecting certain things. So some things like doing Soul's command grab, you can option select it. So basically what happens if Soul command grabs you with a tick throw, it will look like this. However, the main thing to get out of command grabs obviously is to jump. But if you jump, he can basically already plink the input inside of it, because it won't come out during the command grab animation. So it will look like something like this if you happen to jump it and he has 50 meter. As you can see, it's very hard for you to get away. I even backdash and he still caught me. So it's a very strong and scary situation that characters with even command grabs can utilize because of the animations that are tied to their actual moves. They can't RC during certain parts of the animations, only at the end of the animations pretty much. So this allows them to do this type of option select, which is very strong in this game. Now the last of the RCs to talk about is the yellow RC. So this one is going to be the defensive RC of the game. This is basically going to be your get off me tool for 50 meter. So just to showcase it right here, when you are in block stun and you press the RC button, you will get a yellow RC. This will make the opponent basically rail back like this. Now, something to note that's important about this is you actually have slight frame advantage after this. So just to showcase that, as you're able to see right there, I'm able to jump first. So I'm able to get off the ground first because you have slight frame advantage. So that means after RC, you can press your advantage a little bit. So that means you could probably try to stick out a normal or try to like do a quick micro dash to catch your opponent off guard, because you are at a slight advantageous situation when you do this type of RC. So just keep that in mind. It's a very good tool, especially if there's strong mix-ups and stuff you don't want to deal with. Then you just YRC if you have the meter, and this will allow you to get out of that situation entirely. Now, there is something very important to note about this, and that is it has to hit. So the bubble, all these bubbles for all these RCs are very important, because if they don't hit, then you don't get the clock. And this clock, especially for this one, is very important, and important for pretty much all of them. But let's talk about this one specifically. So in this example right here, Soul is going to throw a gun flame, and I'm not going to be able to hit it. So as you can see, I didn't hit him with it, and he didn't get railed back, so he was able to completely punish me because it didn't hit him. Now, if I hit him with it, this wouldn't happen, as you can see. And the thing that you probably noticed about this is, yes, you are in counter hit state when you do this. So when you do YRC and it is baited, you are in a full counter hit state, which can be devastating, especially if they do this up close as such. So you can take a lot of damage if someone baits your RC. So make sure you're doing it in the right positions. Make sure you're doing it on big, heavy attacks that don't have, that have a lot of recovery, so you don't actually get baited. Because this is a punch normal, this wouldn't be something that you would want to do it on, because they can bait it really fast. They can recover really fast, so they will be easy to bait. So you want to do it on big attacks like something like this or something like this. Something that, you know, just has a lot of recovery to it. Now, it's finally time to get into some of the more interesting things about the RC system within this game. First thing we're going to talk about is the drifting system. So, as you do RCs, you can actually move it in a direction you want. You can go back, left, up, or down. All you have to simply do is press the direction you want to go twice before you press the RC button as such. And that's simply how you do it. You just press the direction you want to go. You can do this while doing moves as well during all the RCs, except the YRC, which is just the one that gets them off you. So, for example, with fireballs, for fireball pressure, this would be something very good for you, because you can dash forward and make it even better. So what I'm doing here is I'm pressing forward after the fireball, which makes me go forward. You can also do this backwards if you want. So this will also, you know, put you at a safety. So maybe if the opponent is jumping in at you like this and you want to make sure you're safe, you can back up and make sure that you don't get hit before they get over your fireball. And this puts you at a good situation. You may not hit them with it, but this will at least get you to safety so you can actually, you know, be at a good situation for yourself. So it basically puts you at good situations. And you could, like I said, do this for all of them. So even in combo situations. So I'm gonna do a down RC right here. As you see, I went down and I'm already down before everything starts, and it allows you to do combos that weren't possible before as well. Some characters really utilize this, especially the down versions. You could do it off DPs and then ascend downwards. That is very strong. As you can see right there, I'm able to drift downwards off of it, and I still extend the combo. Now, some characters really have to utilize this. I know it's very good for Kai because he like hops in the air a lot more and just allows you, you know, just more time to do your combos and stuff like that. So drifting is a very cool mechanic inside this game. Once again, that you can use defensively and offensively in all the situations outside of a YRC, because it just simply doesn't work from that that mechanic specifically. You just can't do it from there. So just keep that one in mind. Okay, so now it's finally time to talk about quick canceling your RC. So this is a pretty cool mechanic. This allows you to essentially negate the actual pop-up, and you can actually cancel into your next move right away. You can also do this from purple RC as well, so keep that in mind. It's actually pretty cool. You can do it from blue RC as well. You just can't do it from YRC. So this is it right here. So let me show you what I'm talking about. As you see right there, I canceled immediately before this happened. So if you press a button, as soon as it's happening, you can actually negate the actual pop-up. And this is actually really good from some characters. The reason, because once again, we talked about damage scaling earlier. Let's just go back over it. So if I wait a second, as you see, this does 74. If I don't wait, and I press the button right away, it does 67. However, if I do this, it does 80. So this actually makes the damage scaling better in your favor once again. So not only does the other one does it, but this does it as well, which is important for some characters' combos. So this is another good feature that can help out with that. It also is very good for mix-up opportunities. So if we set the opponent to block, and we do something like this, and we want to RC it, you see it's pretty slow, right? But if we press a button, we can actually cancel it and make it extremely fast, like that. You can get a pretty fast attack that makes it very hard for your opponent to know where you're going. You can use this in conjunction with drifting, and you can drift downwards with it. So it makes it extremely fast. As you can see, very hard for your opponent to know which direction you're going to go with this. And it's a very good tool to remember. So you can use it in with the concept of drifting and canceling together to make really fast mix-ups with your characters. So see what your characters can do when it comes to their special moves in RC, and see if you can get mix-ups off of the RC itself, which could extend your pressure and give you more combo damage opportunities and stuff like that. And last but not least, it's time to talk about my favorite RC mechanic within this game, which is blue RC dash canceling. So we all know within this game, when a person is in block stun from an attack that is not a projectile and you RC, you get a red RC. For some reason in this game, when you do this, but you dash out of this, it gives you blue. So if you jump, it gives you blue, as you can see. Even though the opponent is still in block stun, you will get a blue RC, even though they are still within the block stun. And we all know the blue RC has the most slowdown out of all of the RCs. So you can use this to your advantage by jump canceling and then dashing forward to get the momentum very low to the ground. And this will put the opponent in so much block stun from the first attack that you do that you can pretty much do block strings that aren't really capable without this system because of how much block stun they are in. So for example, with Milia here, who is my main character, something like this is possible. So I can jump over the opponent and it's still a true block string like that. And this will set up for crazy mix-ups because you can go left, right. I can do this, this. You get the gist. There's other characters that can do this as well that makes it even crazier. Characters like Kai. So he can do what is known as a fuzzy. So basically, you block the first attack high, and most people will try to crouch because typically a person will only get like one jump in, and then he jumps again. You try crouching and you get hit. So this makes it to where there's actual 50-50s with this actual mechanic for characters that aren't really known for having 50-50s. And of course, he can follow this up with a full combo after it hits you. So pretty scary situations that happen off this system, as you can see. So very fun. So basically how you do it, once again, once you put a person in block stun, you simply jump and you forward dash cancel it. Once you do that, you will get a blue RC very low to the ground, and you can do whatever you want. You can basically go low, and you can do 2Ks, remember, because the blue RC will make it to where combos that don't necessarily work will work. So you can do 2K, 2K, and it will actually combo if the first 2K hits. You can do a heavy attack, and then try to basically go for any other mix-ups afterwards. It can be a little bit tricky to get down sometimes. It is pretty weird timing for it, so don't mind if you don't get it right away. As you can see, I'm messing it up myself, but yeah, it can make it to where you get very good mix-ups. So see what your character can do with this, because you can probably come up with some crazy scenarios for this, which is a very good thing, especially after wall breaks, because after wall breaks you have the advantage. If you wall break the wall with meter and you still have 50 meter available, running up to do like a close slash into something like this could be a really good round closer, especially if your opponent doesn't have any meter for reversal or a meterless reversal. This could be a really good game closer for sure, which is something a lot of people have been put into the game plans, is trying to figure out what their characters can do with this blue RC, because it is a very strong mechanic. And that pretty much sums up everything within this RC mechanics guide. I hope you guys found this useful. Let me know down in the comments below if you did, and also let me know down in the comments below what other guides you want to see for Guilty Gear Strive. As always, if you like anything I had to say, drop me a like, I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to hear more from me, follow me on my socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when the next video goes live. As always, my name is Daikin, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.